came out of prison last year, February, right? I end up, because I don't have any education, so on and so forth, I had to work at Waste Management, throwing garbage. And so even though the money was okay and I was taking care of my home and everything, eventually working, I became very laborious. I would be working, garbage juice would be splashing in my face, but at the same time, I had the opportunity to put earbuds in my ears. And so while I was listening to this was going on and I was going through the struggle, I would listen to 3-4 sermons per day by Apostle Joshua Selman. And I remember when he talked about how he had a condition in his head, and he was in the back of the class, but he would speak in tongues. He would talk about how he was driving a bicycle in the rain. And so I said, oh, now I understand. When I encounter trials and tribulation, I can battle with the word. That when men say there's a casting, men say there's a casting down, you said that it's a lifting up, and I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And so I would listen to the sermons. And when I connected with him, I connected with Nathaniel Bassey. And so I was just listening to music. My wife, I listened to the music so much, she said, baby, you soon be an African. I said, it is what it is. Everybody is talking about the grace of favor, but I want to talk about the grace for speed. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Apostle always tells us, he says, these are not cunning devised fables. Earlier, remember when he said, there are people that can be in ministry for 20 years, and you can have someone who is submitted to transformation in 1 year and overtake the person in 20 years. Listen. I now have 2 businesses. I was homeless, and I now own my own home. Me and my wife and my mother-in-law, we are now in the process. Listen, in less than 15 months, we are about to build a homeless shelter. One last thing, we are winning souls for Jesus.